little bit creaky. Hello you. Hi. And I'm very confident that today you're going to have the best sleep ever. We have 2 hours to play with. Do you think that'll be enough time to get you sleeping like a baby, all tucked up in this bed? I hope so. Well, I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you've had a good week, that you're just ready to get relaxing. So, I'm gonna start by lighting you some candles. I have a few. So, let's see. Okay, the first one that we are gonna light is this little Valente London. And it smells of, it's kind of uplifting, it's lemongrass and rosemary. And it smells absolutely divine. It's one of my most favourite scents. I've said that before. It's just, it smells so good. So we're gonna light this one. We're also gonna light our little ritual candle. It's got like nice little lines on it. And this one just smells of like floral sweetness. It's quite nice actually. A soothing scent, I would say. And finally, we are going to light this crackling candle, the woodwick. Now this does smell of cinnamon because it's holiday cheer, but I would honestly have this scent in my house at any time of the year, not just Christmas. So we're going to go for this one just to give a little nice crackly sound in the background. Does that all sound okay? Good. Right. Well, we better find some matches. Here we are. Oh, it might go out. Struggling a little bit. Come on. Nope. Sometimes that happens to me. They just don't want to light. Okay, I'll try it. It's me. I honestly... Okay, I'm gonna have to put this another way so that it doesn't do that. Right, one more time. Come on. Come on. Let's do this. That's a better one. Number 1. Number 2. this should just crackle really nicely in the background. Okay, so I'm going to put it here on this little side table so I can get the kind of candlelight a little bit from over there and the crackles. Okay, so we're going to start with a little bit of reiki today because I find it really relaxing, and I brought my little crystal book we're going to do first, and I have brought a selection of crystals, and this is really interesting to you. It's some strange prism block thing. I don't know what it is, but we'll look at that in a sec, and then we're going to sage as well. So we're going to just have a quick look at this first of all. So this is this really cute little crystal book. So I was going to read you a little introduction, okay? So it says, we often think of crystals as rocks that are just really pretty, and there is some truth to that. Crystals are formed when liquid matter cools and hardens in such a way that the molecules sort themselves into a repeating pattern, which is what makes them so lovely and forms them into such interesting shapes. But there's more to these stones than just aesthetics. Crystals are millions of years old, and they are a way to help us connect with the power of the earth and the very molecules that make up the universe. Those incredibly specific molecular geometric patterns create vibrations that allow crystals to store and harness specific energies and information. Clear quartz, for instance, is used in watches, memory chips, ultrasound devices, and more as a way to store information like an unchanging time or a steady frequency. If electronics can harness this power, then so can we, on a more basic, natural level. In fact, the crystals have been used in these ways for thousands of years. Our ancestors incorporated crystals into healing rituals, divination practices, burial rites, symbolizations of power or meaning. Think crowns studded with gems or diamond rings, and protective spells. Ancient Egyptians used peridot to ward off nightmares, and ancient Greeks used amethyst to prevent intoxication, or perhaps just the resulting hangover. There are several different shapes of crystals, and each can be used in a different way. I actually love that. So there's a wand, so this is when it's kind of rough at one end and pointed at the other. They're often used in jewellery or as protective amulets, and they can be used to activate crystal grids, as the shape allows you to direct the crystal's energies in a more targeted way. So it looks like that. I think we actually have one. This one. And then there's like chunks like this. So the larger crystals you see are often chunk crystals. They have essentially been mined and presented as is. So geodes, uncut turquoise, pyrite, etc. are considered chunk crystals. These larger examples release their energies in a more diffuse way than smaller shaped stones, so they're good for general household use. You get cut ones, which is like gems and diamonds, and they enhance sparkle and capture light. They make it even more powerful because it amplifies the crystal's energies. And then you get tumbled, which I think I've got quite a few of these. These are stones you'll find in bins at the science or mystical shop. They're smooth, shiny, and comforting to hold. That's kind of cute. So, we're gonna use environment for sleep so that you're nice and comfortable for sleep. So I'm actually going to use one of the candles to light this. Okay. I'll use this. So we've got quite a good amount here. It always reminds me of like Christmas dinner or like stuffing. So you use this feather to help basically put this all in and around. Remember, you can see the smoke coming off it. So we're just gonna make sure we waft it in and around your sleeping space. Like so. The soft touch of the feather. It's so soft. The smoke is beginning to slow down a little. There's just one section left. You may often see a little half seashell, and people often kind of sit these on the seashell and just let them gently smoke rather than wafting them around. I have one, but I could not find it. No, that's a lie. I have one, but it is here. I don't know why I said I could not find it. It is there. I think I have another one as well, to be fair. I'm not sure what the other one is. Just pop this back here, and I'll set that there just now. Alright, so I have another little book here, which is a reiki healing book. It's got a little bit about reiki technique, which I thought we could read a little bit about the different chakras to understand a little bit more. So you want to visualize them as a colourful swirling wheels or balls of light that run up your spine all the way from the top of your head and carry energy from your etheric self to your physical self. When your chakras are energetically balanced and operating at optimum efficiency, your life is in balance, and so is your spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical health. However, when energy is not balanced in one or more chakras, problems may arise. Imbalances may be caused by excessive energy in a chakra, not enough energy in a chakra, or even a complete blockage of energy in that chakra. When you channel Reiki energy, you help rebalance the chakra energy to bring your subjects back to a greater state of physical, spiritual, emotional, and mental balance. Sometimes directing Reiki energy to a specific chakra can quickly help rebalance energies and resolve conditions related to that chakra. So you have the root chakra, which is the first chakra. It's called the Muladhara. It's at the base of the spine. The color is red, and physical issues associated with an imbalanced energy here tend to be in the hips, the legs, and the rectum as well. And mentally, it's the source of emotional well-being, relating to safety, security, loyalty, trust, and connection to the physical world. We then have the sacral chakra, which is second chakra. It's orange and also known as Svadhisthana. It's located slightly below the navel region. Okay, now physically problems here can be intestines or lower back if there's an imbalance. It's also the seat of personal power and the birthplace of creativity. People with imbalances in this region may experience issues related to sexuality, prosperity, control, and addiction. There's then the solar plexus chakra, which is the third. It's also known as Manipura. It is located in the base of the sternum and it is yellow. Energy here is where you form your personality and develop a sense of self. Imbalances can be associated with poor self-esteem and self-worth, feeling like an outsider, lack of willingness to work within social rules, or a lack of personal honor and integrity. Physically, it's associated with abdominal organs, diaphragm, and middle back. We then have the heart chakra, which is a fourth. It's also called Anahata, and it is green, located in the center of your chest. It serves as the energetic bridge between the body and spirit and is the seat of love, kindness, and compassion. Issues associated with the heart chakra for imbalances can be, inability or need to forgive, anger, grief, bitterness, and self-centeredness. Physically, it's associated with the heart, the lungs, the circulatory system, respiratory system, shoulders, arms, hands, and upper middle back. We then have the throat chakra, which is also known as the fifth chakra. This is also called the Vishuddha. Physically, it's associated with the throat, the thyroid, the neck, the parathyroid, teeth, jaw, gums, and the neck and lower portion of the face. Problems associated with an imbalance is lack of integrity, truthfulness, inability to speak, and issues with creative expression or self-expression. You then have the third eye chakra, which is known as the sixth chakra, which is also called the ajna. Now the third eye chakra here is either indigo or violet. It's in the center of the forehead, associated with intuition, intellect, spirituality, open-mindedness and reasoning. Physical issues associated with these imbalances can be like the eyes, the ears, the head or the brain. May include mental health problems. And finally we have the crown chakra, which is the 7th chakra, and it's just above the crown of the skull. It's white or clear, also known as Sahasrara. Systemic physical issues and mental illnesses are associated with the crown chakra, and this chakra is also associated with the connection to the divine ethics and values and understanding of greater self as one with the universe. So I'm just going to move here to give you a little bit of a touch sequence. So I'm just gonna have a look and see what we could work. I think we often do I'm gonna actually do faith, optimism and hope, because we often will do insomnia. So this one, I just want to check what we can put on here. So this is, most people associate faith with belief in a higher power, but it's just more like a faith in yourself and in other people. So we want you to be hopeful, optimistic, and so we're going to balance the energy of the solar plexus, third eye and crown chakras. So I'm just going to see if there's any, I don't think we need to use any stones, but I'm going to use a little bit of rose quartz, okay? And I'm going to pop this here. Okay. So we're going to do this 3 times, and it is going to be solar plexus, heart, throat, eyes, and ears. Okay, that's what we're going to touch. And we're going to move that energy. Okay. Are you ready? You can close your eyes while I do this as well. Okay. Touch the solar plexus. Touch your heart. Touch your throat. Touch your eyes. And touch your ears. Okay, second, we're going to touch your heart. Oh no, I've done that wrong. Touch your solar plexus. Touch your heart. Touch your throat. Touch your eyes. And touch your ears. And finally, one more time. Touch your solar plexus. Touch your heart. Touch your throat. Touch your eyes. And touch your ears. Yay! Ta-da! Hopefully you feel a little more optimistic and hopeful now. Okay, let's take this back off you. We'll set this here. And we're actually just gonna do a couple of little sleepy facts for you just now. Today is a mixture of, we're gonna do physical triggers and things to help you sleep, but we're also gonna do every kind of alternative thing. We're gonna do a little bit of reading, a little bit of learning as well. I find sometimes learning while you try to sleep is just really soothing. I keep falling asleep at the moment listening to a talk And I just enjoy listening to history when I go to sleep because it makes me super sleepy. Okay, here we go. The 10 weirdest ever insomnia cures. Are you ready? Okay. Throughout history, a lack of sleep has been promoted desperate insomniacs to try a variety of different remedies. So here are some of the more unusual ones. Number 1. Dormice pat. Rubbed on the soles of your feet. It dates back to the Romans and resurfaced in Elizabethan England. Number 2. Fried lettuce. It's a traditional French folk remedy. Number 3. Sea slug entrails. Eaten before bed. A traditional Japanese folk remedy. Ugh, there's so many. These are all disgusting. Number 4. Dog's earwax. Rubbed on your teeth. Recommended in Renaissance Italy. 5. Bile of castrated boar drunk in a potion. All the rage in the Middle Ages, apparently, when it was also used as an anesthetic. Number 6. Pointing your bed northward. Charles Dickens swore by it. Interesting. Number 7. Yellow soap lathered in your hair. In Victorian Britain, you lathered your head with yellow soap, then tied your hair in a napkin naturally. Number 8. Lettuce opium. Extracted from wild lettuce stems and drunk and brewed by the ancient Egyptians. Maybe there's something about the lettuce stuff here because that is a couple of different lettuce ones. Number 9. Cinnamon banana tea. Advocated by some today as a natural sleep aid. Well, I find banana soothing. No, I find cinnamon soothing. And I like banana. I think cinnamon banana could be really nice. And maybe I'll return it for that one. Number 10. Curling and uncurling your toes. It's a relaxation exercise that doubles as a sleepiness prompt. I think I just naturally do that because I have restless legs and I just sometimes can't help doing that. Okay, another little fact. Why don't adults fall out of bed? Well, even when adults are asleep, certain senses remain active. The proprioceptive system, which is your sensory receptor, operates all the time, even during sleep, relying on nerve endings to transmit data to the brain about where the body is in relation to the environment. The same system helps us stand upright and is the reason people can walk in their sleep. Every change of position through the night is related to the brain. Through these receptors, we avoid bedtime calamities, such as rolling out of bed. The sensory systems of young children are not so well developed, which is why they might occasionally fall out of bed. Have you ever fallen out of bed before? I think I have a couple of times, but I don't think I sleepwalk. Okay, you look like you are in need of a sleepy tea. So I have some really warm, freshly heated water. Okay, in here. Okay. I have a little teacup for you. Super cute. And we have a choice of 2 types of tea. So we have this one. This is caramel and honey. All natural. lie back and get comfortable, open up a book you've wanted to read for a while, and savor some quiet time. What does it taste like? Chamomile flowers swaying in the light breeze are a magnet for busy bees in the summer months. With just a touch of gorgeously rich honey flavor and a hint of vanilla flavor, this is a truly beautiful blend. So it's the honey infused with chamomile. It is beautiful. This has got vanilla in it as well. So if you smell, oh, it's lovely. It's really warm. Then we have a personal favorite of mine, which is the Twinings Sleep Tea. So it's one of their super blends. I've showed you guys this before, but for those who haven't seen it, it's a spiced apple and vanilla with chamomile and passion flowers. So passion flowers are enjoyed, so they look like this, for their beauty as they're exotic looking purple plants. They're bright purple. They are widely grown and traditionally used to support normal sleep. Then you've got vanilla. It's a widely used flavor that comes from little pods containing tiny black seeds. The flavor is smooth and sweet. And then you've got chamomile, which is a pretty daisy-like flower. Creates a delicate golden infusion with a slightly sweet floral taste. A perfect smooth tasting flavor to help you wind down at the end of a long day. So what does it taste like? This is a deliciously smooth and serene blend. The apple and vanilla flavorings and the chamomile bring a touch of comforting sweetness with a dash of cinnamon reminiscent of apple pie with vanilla ice cream. I love that. So these ones come in like these little packets. Where's these are in smeltless tea like this. You want to try this one? Okay. So we will just pop that in there. And then we're just gonna ever so gently I don't know if you can see if I put it like this. Can you see there? It's starting to go like a little kind of golden color. Kind of like the golden chamomile. You want to leave this to brew for a few minutes before you take a nice swig. So we will pop this down beside you, okay? I'll set that right here, and you can drink it whenever you like. Alright, so I have this is a health magazine, and in it there's this little thing as well. This little article, so we're gonna do a couple little articles from this. But this one is called In Your Dreams, and it's all about lucid dreaming. The art of becoming aware that you're dreaming, enabling you to determine what happens next. It's interesting because I thought it was like an out-of-body experience with lucid dreaming, because I would say that I quite regularly know I'm dreaming and make decisions in my dream consciously. So is that lucid dreaming? I don't know. In a lucid dream, you become aware that you're dreaming, giving you the ability to control what occurs next as you wander through the nocturnal world. If this calls to mind Leonardo DiCaprio in the mind-bending 2010 blockbuster Inception, fabulous movie, then you're on the right lines. But rather than it be thief infiltrating the subconscious of his targets, there's a psychotherapist based in Scotland who has learned how to disrupt our dreams to process debilitating trauma symptoms. They stem from both childhood experiences alongside the physical shock of acute liver failure, resulting in a life-saving transplant during the pandemic. Her recovery included eye movement desensitization processing therapy, which she got via the NHS. She endorses the practice for trauma alongside the integrative psychotherapy she offers clients. But the ongoing practice of lucid dreaming has allowed her to access deeper levels of trauma integration following that sudden hospitalization and shaky journey back to physical help. It was as if accessing a space unbound by the laws of physics via her lucid dreams unlocked a world from which she can imagine another seemingly impossible reality, that she would regain her health. She did, and then some. Going from being unable to breathe, stand or walk unaided in the aftermath of her illness, to getting back on her beloved bike, and via much persistence winning 2 cycling gold medals at the 2023 World Transplant Games. It's a phenomenal story, a victorious tale of hope. You may think it's a one-off, yet this lady is one of a number of women using this historically hippie adjacent technique to deal with parts of their brain occupied by ghosts of fragments of overwhelming memories trapped in their present realities. So, could learning to lucid dream effectively disrupt the loops that many reckoning with trauma find themselves stuck within? And is its drift from the mystical to the mainstream coming sooner than you'd expect? It's really interesting. So then it also says, in the UK, the need for accessible means to help people deal with trauma is profound. There's 6.5 million of us live with the condition as well of trauma, and a lot of them, it got a lot worse during COVID. Help is available, but it's hard to get access to these therapies because there's long wait lists. However, if more people were able to practice in lucid dreaming, then perhaps they would be able to help with their trauma. So it goes on, so there's loads, it's got different things of like training yourself to lucid dream. So you can train yourself to lucid dream in 3 steps. So if you're keen to break new emotional grounds, there's these strategies. So number 1 is to plan your dream. Decide what you want to do first or next lucid dream by creating a dream plan. What do you plan to do in your lucid dream and why? And then having a good reason to have a lucid dream is way more powerful once you know how to have one. Number 2 is practice dream recall. So train yourself to be able to recall and remember your dreams. That's really important because the more conscious you are of your dreams, the easier it will be to be conscious within your dreams. As you fall asleep, keep telling yourself over and over, tonight I will remember my dreams. I have excellent dream recall. essentially it just says to document your dreams, keep a notebook and pen by your bed and jot down what you can remember as soon as you wake up. The act of writing down your dreams allows you to recognize the memory of an unconscious process with your conscious awareness. Interesting. Alright. So, speaking of dreams, I think we ought to make sure that you are feeling super comfortable. So, of course, make sure you're nice and tucked in here. But I've got a couple of pillows to show you. So, we have this pillow here, which is our memory foam pillow. So, what you choose to sleep on, it massively affects your quality of sleep. If you're not in a comfortable space, if you are not having a comfortable pillow, or you're too hot, or your mattress is too firm, you're not going to get good sleep day in, day out, and you're going to feel the effects of that. So the best thing that you can do is make sure that you are in your most comfortable sleeping environment. So that's why we're looking at pillows, and there's different types of pillows. I am somebody that needs a really flat pillow that's almost like a memory foam. I need my neck to be almost flat on the bed, so I could never sleep with more than one pillow. But I know other people need multiple pillows so that their neck's like off the bed. So this is an example of a memory foam one. It's small, it's bouncy, it's quite firm, but it's comfortable. You don't sink. I like the material as well, it just feels nice. And then we have, so this is the likes of this is down that's in this one. So this is feathers. It tends to be a lot more kind of squidgy. You can mold it around. Down pillows are very comfortable, but they are quite thick. So I can't always use a down pillow, but I might like it. Standard cotton pillowcase on here. Then we have this here is it's like fiber, what do you call that? It's a medium pillow. It's polyester microfiber. It's in this. So it's like, it's okay, it's my least favorite type of pillow, to be fair, but some people love this. I mean, it's, you know, cruelty free because it's not using feathers, you know. This one's quite soft, it says medium, so this probably would be nice, a bit more flat for me, but it feels like you would sink quite a lot into it, which I'm not sure I'd be able to cope with, but maybe you would. And then you have stuff like this, it's like a huge big pillow. It is made of microfiber as well, but it's hard, so it's a lot thicker. Like a brick or a slab of concrete to sleep on, this is the one for you. Okay. Well, I think we ought to do a couple of little sleep poems. This one's called To Sleep. A flock of sheep that leisurely pass by, one after one, the sound of rain and bees, murmuring, the fall of rivers, winds and seas, smooth fields, white sheets of water and pure sky. I've thought of all by turns, and still I lie, sleepless, and soon the small bird's melodies must hear first uttered from my orchid trees, and the first cuckoo's melancholy cry. Even thus last night, and 2 nights more I lay, and could not win thee, sleep, by any stealth, so do not let me wear the night away. Without thee, what is all the morning's wealth? Come, blessed barrier between day and day, dear mother of fresh thoughts and joyous help. And then we've got Clouds by Christina Rossetti. White sheep on a blue hill, when the wind stops, you all stand still. When the wind blows, you walk away slow. White sheep, where do you go? I'll do that one again because it's really short. White sheep on a blue hill, when the wind stops, you all stand still. When the wind blows, you walk away slow. White sheep, where do you go? Oh, we gotta do Winkin', Blinkin' and Not. It's cute, okay. You ready? Winkin', Blinkin' and Not one night sailed off in a wooden shoe. Sailed on a river of crystal light into the sea of dew. Where are you going and what do you wish? The old man asked the 3. We have come to fish for herring fish that live in this beautiful sea. Nets of silver and gold have we, said Winkin', Blinkin' and Not. The old man laughed and sang a song as they rocked in the wooden shoe, and the wind that sped them all night long ruffled the waves of dew. The little stars were the herring fish that lived in the beautiful sea. Now cast your nets wherever you wish, never afraid are we. So cried the stars to the fishermen 3, Winkin', Blinkin' and Not. All night long their nets they threw to the stars in the twinkling foam. Then down from the skies came the wooden shoe, bringing the fishermen home. 'Twas all so pretty a sail, it seemed as if it could not be. And some folk thought 'twas a dream they dreamed of sailing that beautiful sea. But I shall name you the fishermen 3, Winkin', Blinkin' and Not. Winkin' and Blinkin' are 2 little eyes, and Not is a little head. And the wooden shoe that sailed the skies is a wee one's trundle bed. So shut your eyes while mother sings of wonderful sights that be, and you shall see the beautiful things as you walk in the misty sea, where the old shoe rocked the fishermen 3, Winkin', Blinkin' and Not. Cute. Okay. Now, I have some little temple, like balm oils and things for your pulse points and your temples, and sprays to help you relax. So spray wise, we have this one here, which is a ritual spray, and it's from Cam. It's an elixir of lavender, chamomile, clary sage, and frankincense. And I'm going to spray on your pillow, okay? There you are. It's a nice little glass jar. Alright. And then we have this here, which is a sleep stick. So you just need to put this here. It's got like lavender and I think it's just lavender. Oh, red mandarin and frankincense. So I put this here and then you just breathe in. Just breathe in through your nose like. So take 3 deep breaths. So breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And breathe in and out. There you are. Okay. And then we're going to put this as your cheerful mind balm. This for delighting and uplifting the spirits. It's sweet orange and spearmint flavor. And we're just going to put this on each of your temples. And we're just going to gently massage in like so. Nice and relaxing for you. Alright. And then we also have this here, which is a stress check roll-on from This Works. So you roll this onto your pulse points and then you enjoy the scent and unwind. So your pulse points we've got under your neck, behind your ear, and your wrist. So they're what we're gonna do today. Okay. It's got a little melt bit there. So I'm just gonna do under your chin here, under your chin here, then behind your ears here, behind your ears here, and then your wrists here, and wrists there. Do my wrists too. That's nice. Don't think it says what's in it, but it smells like lavender and chamomile. So you just wanna just relax, okay? And then we'll take some more deep breaths together. Okay. So this, and then breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And breathe in and out. There we are. All nice and relaxed. Okay. Now we're gonna go back to our little health magazine because there are some really gorgeous little spa days that they have written about, and I love listening to or reading, you know, food recipes or trips abroad, just descriptions of it, because it helps you imagine it. It helps you imagine like you're really there. It's just very nice. So let's see, this is the travel well. Okay. Spa. So we're gonna talk about this one here, which is the Chewton Glen Hotel and Spa. Okay. So it looks gorgeous. Okay, so you see that? Okay. Well, it's in the New Forest in Hampshire, and it is set in 130 acres of Hampshire countryside. So that's in England. The 18th century house is giving downtown Abbey, complete with a grand entrance, drawing room with roaring fire to warm your goggles. Oh, and there's also a croquet lawn. But what elevates this quintessentially British hotel is its location, with both beach there's also plenty of activities to do that are more, you know, relaxing. There's a freshly renovated spa, and it's altogether a more modern affair. The focal point of the pristine space is the dazzling light-filled atrium, which houses a 17-meter pool and a hydrotherapy area. The space is lined with loungers made for catnapping, and that the room is heated to Mediterranean temperatures means you'll have no trouble in doing so either. I love when spas are super warm. It says don't leave without having the warm oil massage. The bespoke treatment can be tailored to you, and it's so invigorating and calming. You can even opt for a CBD infused oil. You're subsequently kneaded into a jelly-like state and then handed a sorbet amuse-bouche. Any of the massages finish with ice cream. The spa is partnered with Amethyst Trust, which specialises in providing safe and soothing massages for people who are recovering from cancer. That's lovely. So if you know someone in need of extra care, it's a great spot to go to. So taking forest bathing to new levels are the tree houses. Oh my gosh, it's got little tree houses. It's like literally like your childhood dreams. They're suspended 35 feet above the ground. It is a little bit expensive, the tree houses, but they're completely self-contained with daily breakfast hampers, mini kitchenettes and a concierge. And you can book the one with the hot tub for a real taste of the high life. So nearby you can walk from the hotel to the beach. And there's also, if you have to do it in gale force winds, because we know what British weather is like, then you can even have a hot chocolate waiting for you at the Cliffhanger Cafe. And it's very much worth it. So that was the Chewton Glen Hotel and Spa. I mean, that sounds absolutely amazing. I would happily head to a spa right about now. The treehouse though, look, that's the treehouse. How amazing does that look? It looks beautiful. Even the rooms look pretty. Yeah, that would be cute. Maybe we can dream about that. We can lucid dream and pretend that we're there this evening. Alright, tea. I'm gonna have some of my tea. Mine is a decaffeinated tea with just like a standard like English breakfast Tetley's decaffeinated, and I put milk in it, and I also put honey in it as well. I love it with honey. It's just really soothing. And lipstick mark on it already. This is my favourite. Just a girl who loves dogs. And then there's me, Lauren, with my dog Hugo and my other dog Lindy. I got this when I rescued, when I got Lindy, because she's a rescue dog. To celebrate getting her, I was like, I'm gonna get in this little cute mug. Anyway, so we are now going to do guess the triggers. So I've got 5 triggers. They are triggers that you have absolutely heard before, and I want you to guess what they are. So we'll start with the easiest. Okay. I'm just trying to keep it out of here so you can't see it. What is this? This is the way back. Congratulations, if you got that correct. Okay, what is this? Can you guess? It is this thing. This sort of, like, I don't even know what you would call it. Like almost like a slinky. Next we have this. I'll be impressed if you get this. Can you guess what this is? It is a squidgy aubergine. Okay. Next one. What this is? It is the bead pen. Okay, and the last one. What do you think this is? It is a dried thistle. Okay, now I'm going to be doing a little scalp massage on you, but before we do the scalp massage, let me have a little look. Let me see. There. Okay, so I wanted to read a couple of spa treatments to you because I find it super relaxing. It gives me the tingles sometimes when I'm like reading through different treatments I can have. Now this is from a spa that I'm actually going to this hotel. And they have a spa there, so I'm going to this hotel in Dubai, and I was having a look at their different different massages, and it's really interesting, so I thought I would read some to you. Okay, and I want you to imagine you're having this. So, we have the signature 24 karat gold bliss package. Enjoy ultimate world class 24 karat gold bliss experience, starting with gold rejuvenation hammam, increasing the firmness and appearance to the skin, visibly hydration levels and creating smooth and toned effect to the skin, followed by a 24 karat gold hot stone massage to help promote cell renewal, eradicate free radicals, balancing cell metabolism, recommended to high UV environment and city polluted areas. After the Gold Bliss experience, enjoy the afternoon tea and private VIP facility. Very funky, 24 karat gold. So there's then there's so loads of different ones. So there's like hammam experiences, which I think is really interesting. So they have pearl purifying hammam, and this is the pearl purifying hammam helps prevent premature aging whilst leaving the skin looking smooth and refined due to the detoxifying benefits of the black pearl. The hammam starts with a purifying pearl cleanse before the body is perfectly polished to remove impurities from the skin. An application of Rizal mask draws out impurities, while the treatment finishes with an application of pearl shea butter. Wake with this essence of precious body spritz and be alluring with the scents of rose and hair essence. Oh my gosh, I just have goosebumps even thinking about getting that done. Like, they all look amazing. There's like a caviar version as well, which is the same as what I just described to you, but it's like using pearl and caviar. There's like a different facials. You got like collagen facials, but I think what we want is massage. Here we are. Let's see if there's a men's one. So there's Amra for Men clarifying hammam. So the Amra for Men clarifying hammam uses crushed meteorite and volcanic rock as part of the traditional hammam ritual to purify, brighten, and strengthen the skin whilst protecting against modern world pollution. The results-driven body treatment uses the olfactory sense to create a memorable journey and offers woody amber combined with salt, leather, and exotic oud. Very nice. You get like a gentleman's de-stress massage. Maybe we should incorporate this into our massages. You get loads of different Vita drips as well, which is interesting. A vitamin sunshine, a vitamin D boost. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. But yeah, I love that I so often don't get to look at different like spa treatments, because I imagine I like reading them and oh, it just feels nice. Okay, so now we've done that, we're going to give you a little scalp massage. I can't do anything extravagant like the 24 karat gold one, but we're just going to use some Dream Balm today, and I'm just going to gently massage you for each side. So we're going to start with your left side, okay? A couple of bits of oil on there, okay. And then we'll move to your right side. Is that okay pressure for you? Good. gonna move right. Sorry, I'm positioning you back there. With this side. Okay. So I'll apply some more. Some nice oil. And we're just gonna massage your right side. And there we are. Okay, now we're going to have another little look at the sleepy facts. Okay. So, I'm going to move these behind me so that I don't hit them. Alright. So, what makes a lullaby work? Nearly every culture appears to have a tradition of singing to babies and young children, usually accompanied by a rocking motion to get them to the land of Nod. Children and adults too find it hard to resist the drowsiness and heavy eyelids that soon appear on hearing a lullaby. In some societies, the words of the song itself are a means of passing on oral traditions. Lullabies help boost the bond between parent and child, as babies have a strong preference for their mother's voice over others. The words of lullabies can sometimes be mournful, as in the Gaelic Ba Ba Mo Lean Ab Biag, about the Irish potato famine, so they might also have a cathartic role in voicing the fears of parents. Most lullabies are written in triple meter or 6 to 8 time, which produces a swinging motion. Such rocking imitates the movement of the baby in the womb, and along with the repetitive nature of the songs, has a soothing effect. Simplicity is best, and lullabies are usually confined to about 5 notes and sung in a high-pitched voice. It seems that babies prefer the harmonies of consonant intervals rather than dissonant intervals. A tempo of 60 beats per minute is best, similar to the beating of a human heart, reminding the baby of the lub-dub background rhythm of their mother's womb. Research suggests that infants prefer lullabies that are sung unaccompanied by musical instruments, and lullabies are soothing for adults as well as children, and are an effective way in countering stress. Do you have a favorite lullaby? Mine is probably Hush Little Baby, Don't Say a Word. I'll maybe sing one to you later. Okay. one more, we've got how meditation and mindfulness help sleep. So in the quest for healthy sleep, meditation can be extremely helpful practice. It's common for many of us to rush through our day, then climb into bed, only to discover that our active mind keeps us awake for hours. We'll lie in bed, ruminating over an argument, worrying about world events, or fixating on a project that's due tomorrow. Whatever challenges we're facing, they are sure to rise to the surface come bedtime. That's why meditating before bed can be super helpful. Meditation can help quiet our overactive mind and set the stage for a peaceful sleep. When we stop and concentrate our attention on the breath, rather than our anxious thoughts, both our body and mind begin to settle. Body scan practices in particular are very helpful because they direct our attention from thought to sensation. Meditation also helps us cultivate the skill of non-reactivity. It's common to struggle to fall asleep and then find ourselves anxious precisely because of our sleeplessness. We lie awake worrying about how poor sleep will impact our energy levels or productivity the next day. I am laughing because that is so me. I do this. Oh dear. Then the stress of not being able to sleep ends up keeping us awake. Non-reactivity, one of the primary teachings in meditation, means that we learn how to be with our experience without reacting to it. So when lying awake, we simply note that we're awake without adding further anxious thoughts. By letting go of the pressure to fall asleep, we're able to relax, and that's when sleep happens naturally. So on those nights when sleep doesn't come easily, call on your meditation practice to quieten your busy thoughts and relax your body, leading the way to a deep, restful sleep. And with that, we are going to relax your entire body. So, I want you to just lie wherever you are. Just take a deep breath and lie still. Have a little wiggle your toes and your fingers, okay? So, just want to relax. So we're gonna relax your whole body from your toes all the way up to your head. Okay, I'm gonna set up for this. Are you ready? So I want you to curl your toes and then relax your feet and say sweet dreams to your feet. Then I want you to circle your ankles. Feel those muscles react and respond. And then relax. Sweet dreams to your ankles. Then I want you to flex your feet so that you can feel all these muscles here. Your hammies, your calf muscles even contract. And then relax. Sweet dreams to your lower leg. And then I want you to bend your knees. You'll feel all these muscles here. Just contract with that movement. And then straighten your legs again. And relax. Say night-night to your knees. And then I want you to clench your bottom. Because you'll feel when you clench your bottom, you'll feel all your glutes contracting. You'll feel them tightening. And then relax and say sweet dreams to your upper legs. And then I want you to suck in as if you're maybe doing a plank, or you're like trying to make your stomach seem smaller because you engage all your abdominal wall, your abdominal muscles. So I want you to contract and then release and relax. Sweet dreams to your tummy. And then I want you to take a big deep breath in. Breathe in. And your intercostal muscles will contract as they expand your rib cage. And then breathe out. And it'll relax again and say sweet dreams to your chest. And then I want you to shrug your shoulders you'll feel all of your muscles in and around your shoulders contract, and then release. Sweet dreams to your shoulders. Then I want you to give me a Popeye, a little kind of Popeye flex. I want you to flex because you'll feel your triceps and your biceps contract. And then release and relax. Let your upper arm go to sleep. And I want you to bring your wrist in towards you so that you can feel all these muscles in your lower arm contract. And then release and relax. And then clench your hand into a fist. Feel all the muscles of your fingers contract. And then release. Sweet dreams to your fingers and your hands. Then I want you to tip your neck back, and you'll feel all of these muscles contract on your neck. And then tip your chin forward, and you'll feel your traps and the kind of muscles at the back of your neck contract. And then go back to a normal position and say sweet dreams and night-night to your neck. And then I want you to give me a really big smile. You'll feel your facial muscles all contract and then relax. Sweet dreams to your face. Then I want you to scrunch your eyes shut like this. You'll feel all of the muscles around your eyes contract and then relax. Go back to either eyes open or nice and gently closed. And we'll say sweet dreams to your eyes. And finally, I want you to lift your eyebrows as high as they can go. See how many wrinkles you can get. And then release and relax. Night-night to your head. Sweet dreams to your whole body. Sweet dreams, body. Night-night. Alright, we are back to our magazine now that you are super relaxed. Another thing I love to do is I love to read about food. I said this before. So the magazine has really gorgeous healthy recipes for us to make, and it has beautiful pictures as well. I like all the greens. I don't know what this is, but it looks like maybe some avocado. That looks like sun-dried tomatoes. I'm not sure. But what we're gonna do is, it says on the sauce, and then we're going to read. There's also some, we can do that one. There's like a mustard greens pesto as well. And there's a gochujang and carrot pomodoro. So it's like all about making sauces. Oh, and there's a charred pepper sauce as well. That looks really good with steak. So, few ingredients wield the power to make or break a meal quite like the ones you dribble over the top of it. So put down the condiments while we make the case for creating your own sauce. I very much agree with this. I like to make my own sauce, but these sauces all look really good. So, we suspect you don't need us to tell you that sauces are a key player when it comes to getting dinner on the table fast. But when you make them yourself, you pack them with vegetables, boost flavour and add fibre. That's not all. Sauces can offer a variety of vitamins and minerals as well. To make smarter, not harder food choices, they recommend finding effortless ways to incorporate more plant-based foods into your daily routine. So this one is edamame spinach puree. So I think probably is this one. So you basically put cashews, baby spinach, shelled frozen edamame, but they need to be thawed, coriander leaves, spring onions, white miso paste, lime zest, lime juice and grated ginger. And you use like a heat-proof bowl and you put the cashews in boiling water. You let it sit for 15 minutes and then you transfer the cashews and soaking liquid to a blender. Then you add all the rest of the stuff in it as well. And then to serve, toss the puree with steamed rice or chopped cabbage or salty prawns, spoon onto fried chicken or fish. So I think this is what it's showing you. This is this nice like salad, this spinach puree they're popping on there. Yum yum. Okay, the green pesto. So this is basically, you want to get mustard greens. So you get 450 grams of mustard greens. I have no idea what that is. Tough ends trimmed, roughly chopped. You use roasted, unsalted almonds, garlic, lemon zest, lemon juice, olive oil, and basil. You basically heat it in warm water. And you use tongs. You transfer the mustard greens to the ice bath. And then you use a food processor to put literally everything else in. And so this one, I was like, this is mustard, but it's not. It's butternut squash vegetable soup fold 1 tablespoon into 2 scrambled eggs on your breakfast. So you either put the pesto on this, put it into your scrambled eggs, or you could put it with boiled baby potatoes. Okay. And then we have this, the carrot pomodoro, which is basically gochujang paste. I don't know what that is. Soy sauce, carrots, grape tomatoes, and garlic cloves. So you could put it on like seared fish, like this. And then the fourth sauce was charred pepper sauce. It looks really good. So it's oil, peppers, onion, garlic cloves, mustard seeds, cumin, coriander, and cherry vinegar. Very nice. And so you put it on the grill, I believe. Yeah, you put it in a large oven rack. The peppers. Place like the onion rings and garlic in the middle of the tray, and then you like salt it and stuff, and then you grill them all so they're charred. And then you toss over the vegetables with mustard seeds, cumin, coriander. And then when it's cool, you then get rid of all the garlic skins. Then you add vinegar to the food processor and your charred vegetables, and then it's all mixed. And then you can spin it onto seared steak, chicken, or roasted beetroot. That sounds so good. I feel like this one looks really good. I don't personally eat steak, but chicken or like roasted cauliflower or something. This looks so good. This looks really yummy as well. I just love healthy, nutritious food. Yum. I love that. I might save those sauces because I do find it hard to think of different sauces for different things, and I feel like some of them would be really nice on fish. I just love fish as well, like salmon. So good. Okay, so I feel like there's another, yeah, we're gonna read a little bit more a little bit later, but it is all about coffee, which I find it super interesting. Okay, so we're gonna play this or that. So, you know how this game goes. I've got 5 different sets of triggers, and I'm gonna show you them. And we're gonna do like 30 seconds on each trigger, and you need to tell me which one you prefer. Okay, so it's like almost a little distraction game to help you fall asleep. So let's begin with woodish sounds. So, do you prefer this? Or do you prefer that? So that's this or that. Make your choice. next up we have this. Or that. So that is this or that. Okay. Then we have this. Or that. That's this or that. And then we have this. Or that. That's this or that. Which do you prefer? And finally, we have this. Or that. So that's this. Or that. What do you prefer? Alright. So this is interesting. It's called Has Coffee Become the New Alcohol? As health conscious types increasingly talk about being in their post-caffeine era, they take a closer look at what some experts are calling the most socially acceptable addiction. I hope people are not coming after our coffee, because I love coffee. And to be fair, I did cut down my coffee. I only have 1 cup a day. So okay, so there was a story about a girl who was saying that her husband is always looking for a latte got a busy job, and we always relied on, like triple shot Americanos 5 times a day from coffee shops. But on reflection, she was in fight or flight mode constantly, jittery, prone to emotional outbursts, bordering on insomnia with a racing heart. And a racing heartbeat convinced her one day that she was having a heart attack, and her husband took her to hospital. Then 2 further admissions and numerous tests failed to pinpoint the cause, but eventually they realised that it was caffeine that was playing a part. So they say that the UK has a 17 billion coffee industry. The average people have is 2 cups a day, and it's the definition of a socially accepted addiction. In fact, getting a caffeine fix has always felt aligned with ambition and sophistication. But could a 4-a-day coffee habit be the latest signifier of someone who's not wholly on their game? So, beyond the buzz, the data shows a downward trend in coffee consumption among younger generations. So research revealed that Gen Z drink just 0.5 cups a day compared with millennials, which is 1.3 cups, and Gen X 2.1 cups. So the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health notes caffeine consumption fell during the COVID pandemic. So there's been a recent shift and people reevaluate how much coffee they take in. People are more aware of how caffeine affects their bodies, plus the ethical environmental issues entangled in how coffee reaches us as well, and the cost of living. Having a coffee out is very expensive these days. So it says the decaffeinated coffee market is projected to be around $28 billion globally by 2030, and there's also a rise of low caffeine matcha, which you find like Kourtney Kardashian is obsessed with. So I think we'll see people having like less coffee or like less caffeine in their coffee. I know for me, if I fancy another coffee, I definitely have, for my second drink, I have a decaf. So it was just kind of, this article's just talking about, the caffeine, coffee culture is really big here. Caffeine can affect your body in multiple different ways. You have lots of symptoms. It can, help with the racing heart, but it can also add to insomnia. So if you're somebody that is has trouble sleeping, definitely reflect on when you're having caffeine. Because sometimes for me, I forget that there's caffeine in chocolate or like Coke and things like that, and I'll maybe have that like quite late on when you actually shouldn't, because that caffeine in the chocolate and the Coke is kind of keeping you awake. So it also says don't go cold turkey either. So if you are like, okay, I need to cut out my coffee, it says just to start to reduce, because otherwise you will get proper with withdrawal symptoms, which I think is so funny. And then it says try smart reduction, so like keep caffeine but like change it to when you're having it, and like try some caffeine free alternatives that feel like you're having caffeine. So yeah, so there you go, a little bit about coffee. Alright, okay, well, we're gonna not go long until you'll be fast asleep, so I'm just going to do a couple of sleepy mouth sounds to relax you like this. to keep the up closeness, and I'm going to read you a little bedtime story. It's called The Mouse by Saki, and I'm going to read this to you ear to ear. Okay? So just close your eyes. Theodoric Fuller. Oh wait, hold on. I think I read this one recently. No, I don't want to read that one. I thought it was a different one. But I've read it recently. Hold on. I'm going to change to... What's this one? Not that one. Not that one. Oh, I love this one though. Okay. I love this one because this one is one where it's called A Pair of Silk Stockings, and it's that classic thing of like, you come into some money, you're always sacrificing for everybody else, and then you should buy stuff for something else, and you just decide to treat yourself, and I just love this. Okay, are you ready? Little Mrs. Summers one day found herself the unexpected possessor of $15. It seemed to her a very large amount of money, and the way in which it stuffed and bulged her worn old portemonnaie gave her a feeling of importance such as she had not enjoyed for years. The question of investment was one that occupied her greatly. For a day or two she walked about apparently in a dreamy state, but really absorbed in speculation and calculation. She did not wish to act hastily, to do anything she might afterward regret, but it was still during the still hours of the night, when she lay awake revolving plans in her mind, that she seemed to see her way clearly toward a proper and judicious use of the money. $1 or two should be added to the price usually paid for Janine's shoes, which would ensure their lasting an appreciable time longer than they usually did. She would buy so and so many yards of percale for new shirt waists for the boys, and Jamie and Mac. She had intended to make the old ones do by skillful patching. Mac should have another gown. She had seen some beautiful patterns, veritable bargains in the shop windows, and still would be enough left for new stockings, 2 pairs apiece, and what darning that would save for a while. She would get caps for the boys and sailor hats for the girls. The vision of her little brood looking fresh and dainty and new for once in their lives excited her and made her restless and wakeful with that anticipation. The neighbours sometimes talked of certain better days that little Mrs. Summers had known before she'd ever thought of being Mrs. Summers. She herself indulged in no such morbid retrospection. She had no time, no second of time to devote to the past. The needs of the present absorbed her every faculty. A vision of the future, like some dim gaunt monster, sometimes appalled her, but luckily tomorrow never comes. Mrs. Summers was one who knew the value of bargains, who could stand for hours making her way inch by inch toward the desired object that was selling below cost. She could elbow her way if need be. She had learned to clutch a piece of goods and hold it and stick to it with persistence and determination till her turn came to be served, no matter when it came. But that day she was a little faint and tired. She had swallowed a light luncheon. No, when she came to think of She wore no gloves. By degrees she grew aware that her hand had encountered something very soothing, very pleasant to touch. She looked down to see that her hands lay upon a pile of silk stockings. A placard nearby announced that they had been reduced in price from $2.50 to $1.98, and a young girl who stood behind the counter asked her if she wished to examine their line of silk hosiery. She smiled just as if she had been asked to inspect a tiara of diamonds with the ultimate view of purchasing it, but she went on feeling the soft, sheeny, luxurious things, with both hands now holding them up to see them glisten, and to feel them glide serpent-like through her fingers. 2 hectic blotches came suddenly into her pale cheeks. She looked up at the girl. "Do you think there are any 8.5 among these?" There were any number of 8.5. In fact, there were more of that size than any other. Here was a light blue pair. There were some lavender, some all black, and various shades of tan and grey. Mrs. Summers selected a black pair and looked at them very long and closely. She pretended to be examining their texture, which the clerk assured her was excellent. $1.98, she mused aloud. "Well, I'll take this pair." She handed the girl a $5 bill and waited for her change and for her parcel. What a very small parcel it was. It seemed lost in the depths of her shabby old shopping bag. Mrs. Summers after that did not move in the direction of the bargain counter. She took the elevator, which carried her to an upper floor into the region of the ladies' waiting rooms. Here, in a retired corner, she exchanged her cotton stockings for the new silk ones which she had just bought. She was not going through any acute mental process or reasoning with herself, nor was she striving to explain to her satisfaction the motive of her action. She was not thinking at all. She seemed for the time to be taking a rest from that laborious and fatiguing function, and to have abandoned herself to some mechanical impulse that directed her actions and freed her of responsibility. How good was the touch of the raw silk to her flesh. She felt like lying back in the cushioned chair and revelling for a while in the luxury of it. She did for a little while. Then she replaced her shoes, rolled the cotton stockings together, and thrust them into her bag. After doing this, she crossed straight over to the shoe department and took her seat to be fitted. She was fastidious. The clerk could not make her out. He could not reconcile her shoes with her stockings, and she was not too easily pleased. She held back her skirts and turned her feet one way and her head another way as she glanced down at the polished, point-tipped boots. Her foot and ankle looked very pretty. She could not realize that they belonged to her and were a part of herself. She wanted an excellent and stylish fit, she told the young fellow who served her, and she did not mind the difference of $1 or $2 more in the price so long as she got what she desired. It was a long time since Mrs. Summers had been fitted with gloves. On rare occasions when she had bought a pair, there were always bargains, so cheap that it would have been preposterous and unreasonable to have expected them to be fitted to the hand. Now she rested her elbow on the cushion of the glove counter, and a pretty, pleasant young creature, delicate and deft of touch, drew a long-wristed kid over Mrs. Summers' hand. She smoothed it down over the wrist and buttoned it neatly, and both lost themselves for a second or two in admiring She lifted her skirts at the crossings. Her stockings and boots and well-fitting gloves had worked marvels in her bearing, had given her a feeling of assurance, a sense of belonging to the well-dressed multitude. She was very hungry. Another time she would have stifled the cravings for food until reaching her own home, where she would have brewed herself a cup of tea and taken a snack of anything that was available, but the impulse that was guiding her would not suffer her to entertain any such a thought. There was a restaurant at the corner. She had never entered its doors. From the outside she had sometimes caught glimpses of spotless damask and shining crystal, and soft-stepping waiters serving people of fashion. When she entered, her appearance created no surprise, no consternation, as she had half feared it might. She seated herself at a small table alone, and an attentive waiter at once approached to take her order. She did not want a profusion. She craved a nice and tasty bite, a half-dozen blue points, a plump chop with cress, a something sweet, creme frappé, for instance, a glass of Rhine wine, and after all, a small cup of black coffee. While waiting to be served, she removed her gloves very leisurely and laid them beside her. Then she picked up a magazine and glanced through it, cutting the pages with the blunt end of her knife. It was all very agreeable. The damask was even more spotless than it had seemed through the window, and the crystal more sparkling. There were quiet ladies and gentlemen who did not notice her, lunching at the small tables like her own. A soft, pleasing strain of music could be heard, and a gentle breeze was blowing through the window. She tasted a bite. She read a word or two. She sipped the amber wine and wiggled her toes in her silk stockings. The price of it made no difference. She counted the money out to the waiter and left an extra coin on his tray, whereupon he bowed before her as before a princess of royal blood. There was still money in her purse, and her next temptation presented itself in the shape of a matinee poster. It was a little later when she entered the theatre. The play had begun and the house seemed to her to be packed, but there were vacant seats here and there, and into one of them she was ushered between brilliantly dressed women who had gone there to kill time and eat candy and display their gaudy attire. There were so many others who were there solely for the play and acting. It's safe to say there was no one present who bore quite the attitude which Mrs. Summers did in her surroundings. She gathered in the whole stage and players and people in one wide impression and absorbed it all and enjoyed it. She laughed at the comedy and wept. She and the gaudy women next her wept over the tragedy. They talked a little together over it. The gaudy woman wiped her eyes and sniffed on a tiny square of filmy perfumed lace, and passed little Mrs. Summers her box of candy. The play was over. The music ceased. The crowd filled out. It was like a dream ended. People scattered in all directions. Mrs. Summers went to the corner and waited for her cable car. A man with keen eyes who sat opposite to her seemed to like the study of her small pale face. It puzzled him to decipher what he saw there. In truth he saw nothing, unless he were a wizard enough to detect a poignant wish.